It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Wednesday. I hope you were able to have a restful sleep, but I know there's some thunderstorms on the radar. So you may have gotten a bit of an early wake-up call this morning on this Wednesday. Severe weather is the big headline in the forecast, and we are far from done with the severe weather chances. This week has really looked active, and now those storms are well underway. The threat for severe weather exists out there this morning, and we also have another even stronger chance for severe weather as we head into this afternoon and evening. So I will dive right in this morning. The storms that we have this morning are generally pretty elevated. It means that the biggest risks associated with them are hail and wind. However, there's still an isolated tornado threat early on today, too. So I want to make sure you're paying attention. If you're heading out the door, going to work, going to school, you may have some storms to dodge early this morning, and they could contain severe weather. So big heads up for you there. That's also possible by pickup time later this afternoon into this evening, and additional showers and thunderstorms are in my forecast even as we head into later parts of the work week. Severe weather, though, starts the day today, and it's not just for us. It's for a huge section of the country, all the way from the Ohio River Valley back down through portions of Texas. It's a widespread area across the country today experiencing showers and thunderstorms. This morning, the threats include hail to the size of ping pong balls, 60+ mile-an-hour winds, and that isolated tornado threat. However, this threat increases as we head through later parts of the day, and the severe weather chances look a little bit better south of I-44, a line from Harrison back up through Houston. I think especially by this afternoon, we are talking about some big-time severe weather, and I want everyone to be on high alert for all modes of severe weather being possible. That means large damaging hail. In fact, National Weather Service is mentioning hail to the size of tennis balls is possible. We are talking incredibly strong winds as well as a tornado threat in our southeastern counties this afternoon. Time frame there probably sometime from lunch through about 5 p.m. So it is going to be an active day across the Ozarks for sure. Not only do we have strong thunderstorm wind gusts, but the wind in general is very strong this morning. We have gusts, non-thunderstorm wind gusts of 45 miles an hour. So it's just not a pleasant day to be outdoors. You definitely need the rain gear. You need to be on alert for severe weather, but the wind is pretty bothersome too. Even if you're driving and you're not underneath a thunderstorm, you're probably going to experience some of those gusty winds in the Ozarks. It's not going to rain all day everywhere in the Ozarks, but we have really two chances for rain and storms. One this morning, one developing again this afternoon. Larger hail is possible today. I mentioned that threat for the tennis ball size hail as we move into the second half of the afternoon today. Then, as we move into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the big risk in the forecast becomes flooding. And I mean serious flooding. I want you to take this seriously, especially if you live in a flood-prone area, because it's pretty much a guarantee. The numbers that models are spitting out here for rainfall totals are pretty unreal. We're talking more than 5, 6, 7 inches of rain in a short period of time. There could be some folks that get a foot of water as we head through the weekend forecast, which is way too much too fast. It will lead to flooding in the Ozarks, and not just the Ozarks, but a widespread area across the country. For south central Missouri, I think that's especially where we are going to see some of that impactful flooding all the way down into northern Arkansas. Several rounds of showers and thunderstorms are expected into Saturday, and this means several inches of rainfall will occur. This is going to increase the risk for flash flooding, increased river levels. Not a good weekend for camping, or camping especially along any area waterways. The highest flood concern, at least at this point, does appear to be southeast of Springfield, but I would include Springfield in the threat for getting some flooding as well. This is really going to peak for us Friday night into Saturday, so please remain weather aware and plan for this to come if you have anything going on this weekend. Around the country, what's making headlines? Well, it's our severe weather in the forecast that's making national news headlines. It's never good when you see your own area making the national news headlines, but what we're talking about is significant life-threatening flash flooding beginning today for much of the Ohio Valley and the Mid-South. Severe weather is also in the forecast today for our area into the middle and lower Mississippi valleys and much of the Midwest. And we are also talking about this late season winter storm for the northern plains. That's continuing up on the northern tier of the country today. A lot of folks getting some snowfall. It's cold out west too. In fact, highs were in the 30s in Utah yesterday with some surprise snowfall. So winter not over for some across the country, whereas here in the Midwest, it's full swing into severe weather season. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question yesterday was, which planet is the rebellious one? It spins the other way. It goes clockwise in our solar system. Do you think that is A, Earth, B, Venus, C, Mercury, or D, Pluto? I know Pluto's technically a dwarf planet now, but I still included it in the options. It's not the correct answer. The correct answer, by the way, is Venus. B, congrats if that was your guess. Venus rotates very slowly in a retrograde. That means clockwise direction, meaning that the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. That would be bizarre. Unlike Earth, the sun rises in the east here and sets in the west. Uranus was not an option on this list, but you may also be aware that it actually rotates on its side. So it has some interesting angles as well with its rotation. But the correct answer was B, Venus. All right, here's the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. May come in handy to know this answer this weekend. As little as how much water can move most cars off the road? Do you think it's A, 3 inches, B, 6 inches, C, 1 foot, or D, 2 feet of water? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. If you need updated weather info all day long, you can check out our website. We'll have that updated for you, aroundtheozarks.com. And thanks so much to our sponsors, John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. I want everybody to stay safe today in the Ozarks. Know where your safe place is, at home, at school, and try not to be out on the roads during a severe thunderstorm. I'll chat with you again early tomorrow.